Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode with your host, Yo, Blue Monkey Studios. We've been working on this Freddy piece for a month now. As far as the releasing on videos goes, I think at this point the coloring has been about 2 hours, something like that. And the actual drawing and inking, which y'all didn't see, I put up little videos on my Instagram. That's probably another 2 hours or so. So yeah, we're looking at about 5 hours, give or take. Today, hopefully, like I said in the last video, I hoped I was going to be done then, but apparently I wasn't. But all I'm going to do today is really touching things up and noodling around. So I sharpened up some of my Prismacolors. I kind of pre-selected these before the video started to kind of coincide with what I wanted to touch up and highlight and put a little added detail into. I also have, put these back down. This is a gel pen, a white gel pen. I'm going to use this to do any white highlights I want to do. I may even do a bit of this proof white deleter stuff. That probably will be a last resort, because this stuff might prove to be too much. And yeah, and as I go along, I'll see things that I want to change or make more prominent or less prominent, etc. So without further ado, I'm just going to get cracking, and I'll comment every now and then, but this will probably be a pretty quiet episode. Put these actually in some kind of container. Let's see here. Container like I don't know, a Captain Kirk glass. Yeah. It's a bit dirty inside. What do you expect? Actually not sure how well this colored pencil is going to show up on the video, but what I'm doing is just kind of making just marks to kind of give it some texture. So this will probably give away to some people the time frame that this is actually being done in, but a good friend of mine just recently, I don't want to say I asked to borrow, it was more of like, hey, you should watch these, but he gave me, or let me borrow, his box set of the Phantasm movies. And I had watched or started to watch the first one years ago, and for whatever reason, I think it was, I don't know, maybe it was because it was late at night and I wasn't fully awake, but it kind of didn't really appeal to me. It seemed a little odd, especially for, what is that movie, made in the late 70s? So I turned it off, went to bed, and didn't really revisit it until he's like, hey, you should watch these. These are some of my favorite movies. I was like, all right, I'll take a crack at it. I've tried watching before. Those are some, well, interesting movies. They're not particularly thought-provoking, but they're definitely entertaining. That first one, he told me, this one's a slow burn. Honestly, I thought the third one was not the third one. The fourth one was a slow burn. I'm starting to get them mixed up, actually, because I watched them more or less in the course of a week. But one of them, whichever one has the flashbacks, and they've spliced in lost footage. I guess that's Oblivion, the fourth one. I thought that was cool. Just they're taking old footage like that and being able to piece it in to make a cohesive story. Because I'm watching it, I'm going, okay, this is from the first movie, obviously, because Mike is still a kid, and they can't really, refilm that and it actually be Mike. And it definitely was Mike. So I liked how they spliced that in to kind of, for lack of a better way of saying it, putting it, retconning the whole story arc. But for the more or less, that movie was a lot slower than the first one, I thought. What do you guys think? Did you think that fourth one was super slow, or did you like it? I also do like the ongoing gag that Reg is, he's been alone for 30 years or something, and he just can't get laid to save his life. So I like that running gag. Poor guys, like, you really want him to kind of get a moment of happiness in this bleak world he's living in. The other thing I thought was funny, I think it's in the second one, you basically have the super Macaulay Culkin killer that, the Home Alone kid that has the house booby trapped. I thought that was hilarious and fun and unexpected. And I should have known better. I did not expect those three thugs that he took out with extreme prejudice. I did not expect them to come back, but I should have. And let's see what else. So yeah, Ravager, the last one. I mean, you can tell. I'm pretty sure I remember that coming out, and I think it was crowdfunded somehow. It's got some good visuals. It's got a Mad Max feel to it. And then it's got some really goofy stuff in there too, like the midget. So all in all, it was a decent, entertaining series. I can't really say I would buy it, but it was fun. So yeah, let me know down in the comments what you think of Phantasm, or if you got a suggestion for any other horror movies. I do love horror movies. I got to be in the mood for them. So, and really, Phantasm isn't exactly a horror movie. But in addition to those, over the month of October, I really kind of went old school, watching a bunch of horror, or Hammer horror. See if I can remember which ones I watched. Well, I know I rewatched Dracula with Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing. See, I watched The Horror Express, and I watched part of that with my dad, so that was actually quite entertaining and fun because we were just kind of making fun of it the whole time. I watched The Mummy, where Christopher Lee plays the mummy. And I'm always reluctant to watch any kind of mummy movie. You know, the remake with Brandon Fraser came out when I was, I was a teenager. So that kind of became the gold standard because I never saw the original. I didn't even realize a lot of the lore that's in the remake was actually pulled from that. That movie's pretty fun as well. What else did I watch? My youngest and I watched something. Dude, I can't remember. I think one was A Creeping Death. Which is about this scientist who finds what he thinks is the missing link. And it's, I guess, a devil or something that comes back to life whenever it gets water on it. It slowly regenerates. Something like that. What was the one my youngest and I watched? This is what happens when you get old. For the life of me, I can't remember. It's gonna bug the poo out of me. So yeah, anyway, Hammer horror. Wanted kind of something old school, nothing too, graphically gory or anything. I wanted to chill and enjoy it. But yeah, for the life of me, I can't remember what the other ones were. And as far as what I'm doing, I'm just kind of just taking colors. I do like putting a layer of color on that's kind of unusual for the piece. Makes it pop. But it's colors you wouldn't expect to see. Especially if it's color. So say I took this blue and I marked up the skin color a little bit. Blue does exist in skin tone, at least in this type of skin tone. Because how you make flesh color is red, yellow, and blue. And it's a mixed ratio of those three colors. So I like throwing this stuff in and making it slightly off. But back to the horror movies, Hammer horror specifically. If you have not seen any Hammer horror, You've got to see it. They stretch. Oh man, I can't remember when Hammer Horror actually started. It has to be in mid 50s, maybe late 50s. And they go up. Well, they still make stuff every now and then. Some of the best ones are the Christopher Lee Draculas, Captain Kronos. Oh man, now I want to watch Captain Kronos. I don't have it. I really need to buy that thing. Yeah, I know it was a couple Draculas I watched. So the first and second one. Creeping Death, Horror Express. Man. Going senile. But yeah, anyway, whatever the other ones were, I watched them. They were fun, entertaining. They are not overly scary or terrifying. So, you know, if you have a loved one that doesn't normally watch horror movies, it's a good way to get them into it, or at least some subgenre of it. And a lot of the Hammer horrors, they are on Tubi. So it is free. Oh yeah, that was another one I watched. Actually watched it last night. It wasn't a Hammer horror. It was actually, I think it came out this year or last year. Black Friday with Bruce Campbell. Weird, entertaining movie. Definitely worth watching for free. I would not buy it, but I think that's on Tubi as well. I really do hope our friend, I really hope she likes this, because I put a lot of time into it. I'm also kind of wondering, I mean, would you guys want a print of this? Is it worth getting a print made? Let me know in the comments if there's any interest in that. Done. Not doing any more. This is good. All I'm going to do now is sign this sucker and we'll be finished. So there you go. This is finally done. It is taking us a long freaking time to do this, but it's done. It's finished. I'm not doing anymore. The only thing left really to do is to set this sucker under some heavy books, flatten it out. Like I said, this is not watercolor paper. Heck, even watercolor paper warps like this. But yeah, that's it. I hope you really like this series. If you have suggestions for what you'd like to see, please let me know. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do next for the next series of videos. I do kind of want to jump back and forth between illustration and sculpting. I'm not a great sculptor. It's something I kind of been fiddling with for the last few months over the summer. And I also have paintings. Paintings I've been working on for years. I mean, 5 or 6 years or more. So I don't know. Paintings, I don't know if I'm going to show those. If you're interested, maybe I'll do it. Time lapse or something. But yeah, thank you for watching. I appreciate your patronage. I appreciate you watching all the way through these videos. It means a lot. And be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't. Liking the video, even commenting below, helps get this channel out and get some exposure, get more views. I mean, I'm not really doing this to get any money or anything, but heck, it'd be cool. But you know, but here we are. Prime time. Welcome to prime time. Yeah, brother. It's Freddy Krueger, the wrestler, bro. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.